everybody, welcome to Wine Library TV. I'm your host, Michael. Today's topping is orange juice, right? A little orangey. A little strong inside. Just a little strong and tastes orangey. I like it, but it didn't change my life. Hold on. Let me swallow it. Still good. Let's move on.
Hello everybody and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Hulk Hogan. And today is Halloween. Wow. Today is Halloween. And I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. Halloween. Halloween. I love Halloween. Halloween is probably my favorite holiday, and today we've decided, man, that mask affected me. Today we've decided to do Halloween wines. Wines that are dressed up in costumes. You know, a lot of people have been asking for this really early on for the wines with the funny labels, so I thought this was a really cool segue. So today we're doing wines that are dressed up in costumes. Are they good, or are they just all marketing? So I'm really excited about this episode. We'll get into that in a second. First, I want to say Eugene, that was easily one of my favorite openings, top 5, no doubt. Fantastic opening, just excellent for today's theme. What else is on the plate? I know. New York Times, national ad, tomorrow. So again, everybody who missed out to take a picture with the New York Times, we're back in the Times tomorrow. Full page. Well, not full page, excuse me, strip ad again, but national. You can get this absolutely anywhere. We've got some new quotes in there. So Vaniacs, see if you're in the quotes tomorrow, because there's a couple of you that are. You're world famous tomorrow. Other than that, I want to talk about nothing but wine. Let's do it. Komari, 2002 Chardonnay from Monterey County. This is a very, very wild package. You know, Chris, let's make sure in the corners here today we keep up the package a little bit longer because it's a costume. Remember, this is a wild package. It's got, I guess, some sort of dog in the package. It's pretty funky. It comes from, though, a very serious winery, Talbot. And so it's made by the Talbot family. It says produced and bottled by Robert Talbot Vineyards. So Talbot, as you know, makes some of the great Chardonnays in all of California. If you go back only 5 years before the Ramies and the Rudds and some of the other new and unfiltereds, Talbot was widely considered the top producer in all of California Chardonnay. The Talbot, you know, the Diamond Tea series, and they have some amazing Chardonnays. So for $10, it'll be really interesting to see how this goes. I've had this in the past, and hopefully it stands up to what I think it's going to be. And yeah, right off the bat, it's doing exactly what it's done in the past. Actually, maybe even more. It's got a very lemon, honeysuckle kind of nose. Very interesting. I like it quite a bit. It's got a little subtle butter and a little subtle oak, but it's more lemony, apple. It has great acidity and very complex. It's got really nice apple and pear and a little bit of buttered popcorn on the palate. Really smooth finish. This is what California Chardonnay can be under $10. Not this overcooked, over-oaked, over-buttered juice. This has got big body. Alcohol is firm. It's serious. It's well-structured. It's got backbone. I'm very impressed with this effort. I scored this 89 points in the past. I'm going to stick with that score, 89, maybe 88 plus. The alcohol is just a little high for me. Again, 14.1, which somebody pointed out you're allowed +1, -1 on alcohol, so they are correct. So it could be as high as 15.1. It's coming through a little bit much, just a tad. But as I'm talking to you, describing this wine, I'm still tasting a really nice kind of buttered apple is the best way I can describe it flavor. And for $10, I mean, this is a solid Chardonnay. So I'll tell you what, in my opinion, looking at this may be the worst and wackiest label. It's got all those colors going on, but there's serious juice behind it. So right off the bat, I'm pretty excited about that. And there goes my cell phone. All right, Three Blind Moose, 2004, California Cabernet. You know, you've heard it. Three Blind Moose, Three Blind Moose. This is a pretty wacky label. It is $7.40. And let's see what it's got going on. Classic Cabernet nose. You know, it's got the tannins. It's got a very herbaceous green aspect going on. I'm definitely getting a bell pepper, very obvious vegetal aspects. Flavor disappears very quickly. I mean, wow. There are some bottled waters that hold flavor longer than this bottle of wine. And so, you know, that's obviously a knock. It's actually a pretty silky, easy drinking wine. It's just not holding its flavor whatsoever. So it becomes very watered down for me, especially for a Cabernet. This would be extremely light for a Merlot. I'm going to pass on this wine. I'm going to go 84 points on this. 83 points, actually. You know, I don't know. I don't even know really what to say, but the moose have shades on, and so maybe they can't see what they're tasting. Okay, let's move on. Rabid Red, 2004. It's got a dog on it. He's Rabid. And it's an interesting blend. It's 35 Cab, 28 Petit Syrah, 18 Syrah, 17 Tempranillo, 1% Grenache, 1% Zinfandel. Unleash this wild blend for dinner tonight. It's a man's best friend. I don't know, more women buy wine in America than anything else. I'm not so sure the marketing behind this is exactly right. 88 points, Robert Parker, on this wildly dressed bottle of wine. $11, 13.5 alcohol, very nice color. Let's taste this wine. It's got some Spanish varietals, it's got some Rhone varietals, it's got some California varietals, it's got a lot going on, which makes the nose very disappointing because there's really not a very aromatic nose. And sometimes with blends, you're able to really create a great aromatic experience, but this is really not doing it for me. Actually, I'm struggling considering well over 2 hours opening, so you really want to see a little bit more going on here. It's got nice body weight, which I like. Real full flesh flavor. The flavors themselves, though, again, similar to the Moose. Maybe my palate's off today, but the Komari was popping. Is almost, you know, just really, you know what, really light. I mean, I'm getting a little blackcurrant. I'm getting a little hint of tobacco. I mean, the subtle cigar smoke. I'm trying here, but I'm not getting it. You know, good body weight, silky finish, you know, that tricky California wine. 85 points. And that's, you know, being nice. 84 plus, 85. This wine is not appalling, but I really don't see why you would drink this wine. It really doesn't have much of the flavor profile that I would look for. I mean, 88 Parker's a great score for $11 wine from California. It was really had higher hopes. Maybe that's why I'm scoring it a little bit lower, but I mean, it's better than the Moose, but It's just really, it's not doing it for me. So, geez Louise. First drop, Mother's Milk Shiraz. I mean, this is as fun as it gets. It's basically a comic book label. And 89 points Josh Reynolds, who reviews Australian wines for Stephen Tanzer. $14 Screw Top. And wacky stuff. I mean, the comic alone is probably worth 12, 13 cents. So let's see what the wine's got. Good color. Really nice, big, dark color. So that's impressive. 14.5 alcohol. I'm getting a lot of licorice, big raspberry fruit, a little bit of strawberry as well. It's a viscous wine. It's got a little hint of acidity that's a little awkward that I'm not really enjoying. It's a little awkward there. It's well structured, just a little off balance on the flavor. Kind of contradicting myself. You know what this is? It's close. Because it's not crazy over the top like I was kind of expecting it to be. Like so many of the Australian Shirazes are from Barossa. And it's actually mellowed off a little bit and it's a little more structured. It just doesn't have the it factor or the flavors that are distinct enough to really make it an intriguing or interesting wine. It's just close. I'm going to go 88 points on this wine, which is solid. It's a nice wine. What are my questions of the day? They're still in the printer. Ooh, tasted a lot of wine today. Maybe it's affecting me. My palate's doing good. Not too much to throw off the way I taste these wines. I'm going to go 88 minus on this. And I don't know, just didn't kill me either. The Komari was by far the best QPR of the bunch. It was a white wine. I was really excited about trying these red wines, and they just didn't do it for me. So I'm going to go right into the questions. Kahuna says, Gary, have you ever liked the first wine you tasted after a Jets lost? Question mark. Kahuna, I'm sure you're referring to the Kuvassan yesterday. Luckily for the Kuvassan, it was not the first wine I tasted after a Jets loss. But to answer your question, have I ever liked a wine after a Jets loss? No. Usually not the first 10 or 15 for that matter. D. Wildman says, Gary, what do you think of Vacuvin versus nitrogen versus argon for keeping red wines from oxidizing? I use Winekeeper nitrogen and noticed that some wines I can drink immediately after serving, but some need to bubble out or else they taste funky. Any similar experiences? D. Wildman, I'm a Vacuvin guy. I'm not really into the whole, scientific, all that stuff. It's not for me. Little pumping action, and I've been very happy with that. I try to, sometimes I just let a cork back in, I'm into that as well, because I really don't let them last too long. Obviously I'm a little more privileged and can dump it out and not cry about it, so, there's some aspects to that, but I find the Vacuvin to be the really way to go, so I recommend the Vacuvin. KW says, Chuck W's wife here, the Browns totally suck. KW, I love you. I agree with you 100%. I'm a Steelers fan. On second thought, I don't know. Yeah, not much love in the house right now. I do like the Kuvassan though. Sure it wasn't bitter tasting due to the unfortunate loss, question mark. Will you at least start carrying the wine in the store, question mark. Let's remember, I gave it an 89, I think. I hope I'm not wrong. Everybody's going to rewind yesterday's episode. It was just $23, and I didn't think it was an amazing QPR. But I thought it was a solid bottle of Pinot Noir. I wasn't thrown off by it. There was, just a little bit of awkwardness on it. But it was fine. The reality is some of the wines we had yesterday, along with it, and many others I've had at that price range, I've liked better. But I don't mind the Kuvassan. And as a matter of fact, we do carry it now. So you can check that out. And Andre K. from the Ask WL TV section says, what type of wine pairs well with pizza and burgers? This is a serious question, by the way. Thanks. Andre K. Burgers, pizza. I'm not a huge guy to say this goes with this and that goes with that. I'm a big believer that you can drink any wine with any food. I know some pairings are obviously a little bit out there. I wouldn't have shellfish with big Syrah or Cabernet, but most things tend to work, and they can, obviously there's better, combinations out there. And so to me, for pizza, and this is really going to be interesting, a good Sangiovese Chianti Tuscan wine. I mean, there's been a lot of buzz on the board about the $7 Chianti that we recommended way back, and a lot of people are bashing me, not agreeing with me. And, I understand. It's really a food wine. The Sangioveses go really well with tomato sauce, for example, or cheese. Not really as great by themselves. For a burger, always a big bottle of red wine. Always goes great. Syrah, Zinfandel with 16% alcohol, Cabernet. There's tons of great. Burgers are real easy. Big fruit bombs always work well. Question of the day. What is your favorite Halloween costume you've ever worn in your entire life? Well, how old were you? Mine is easy. 6th grade. I was the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. We'll see you next time on WLTV. You, with a little bit of me, are changing the wine world.